In a world where one woman tries to start a podcast,
how will I ever do this on my own?
She thought she would have to get expensive equipment.
What? I can do all of this on a free app?
She thought she would have to find creation tools all over the internet.
You mean it can all be contained in an app on my phone and computer?
She thought she would have to do all her own distribution.
You mean to tell me this app is going to send it to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all those other platforms for me?
She thought she would never make any money.
I don't have to wait for a minimum listenership to monetize?
She thought that she would have to find all kinds of different equipment and pieces.
But I'm going to download this free Anchor app and get started today.
Visit Anchor.fm and download the free Anchor app to be just like her, the ultimate podcaster.
Hello and welcome to the Lou Review. This is Rosa and I'm here with my new friend Jennifer. She is a photographer and I want her to share her story and how she is really helping the community with her small business is what I'm going to say. And then she's going to turn all red over here. But that's why it's good we're not on video, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. So Jennifer Dunn, how did you start getting into the photography business?
So I've always had a camera. Very, very young. I was the family photographer. I carried around a little 110 orange camera. I actually still have that. It's in my studio. But I always set up, that was how I played. I would set up like little sets and take pictures of my Barbies or my dolls or my dogs. And my dad would literally get everything developed. And most of it was awful. Just awful.
Nice of him.
Yeah. So it would be, he would get the 24 roll developed for me. And there might be two good pictures,
Right.
But he did it. And it was, what he did for me. And so that grew into, I always had a camera at family events. And then when I had my kids, my older two kids, that's when photography, what's the word? Boards on. So I was a big scrapbooker.
Okay.
So I was always taking pictures of my kids. Mm-hmm. And then that's when when you would get online and there was a website called 2 Peas in a Bucket. Oh. And it was a scrapbooking website, but then they had all the forums.
Yeah.
And one of them was a photography forum. And so, and people would ask questions about, how do I take better pictures of my kids? What do I do for this? What do I do for that? And I just soaked it all in. Mm. And so then I started purchasing all of the things that they were saying to purchase. Yeah. And started and I started taking pictures. I already had a film camera. My husband took photography in college. We actually used the darkroom at his college. I learned how to develop pictures. Wow. So, I had that general knowledge anyway.
Was he doing that as a business too?
No, okay. No, that was it was a class that he took when he was in college. Okay. Yeah. So then I started taking pictures of my kids and we knew I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. That was always the plan. And then so as I was taking better pictures of my kids, I was showing my friends. And then of course my friends were like, hey, will you take pictures of my kids? Mm-hmm. And then that turned into, I just started taking more and more pictures. Mm-hmm. And
when did it become more of an actual business for you?
Yes. So it was there was this a couple of years leading up to it where I just wanted to learn everything. Mm-hmm. I'd never felt like I wasn't really sure where it was going to lead.
Yeah. Just curious.
So I started taking all of the non-credit classes over at IUS over in Indiana. They used to offer non-credit classes.
That you could just audit.
Mm-hmm, and they used to, they had a whole photography program. Mm-hmm. And I took everything that I could take just to learn how to actually really use my camera better and get out of auto mode and lighting. I took a lighting class and all of that. And it got to the point where I was away from my kids enough that my husband was like, if you're going to do this, you should probably make some money because you're away from our kids and you're away from us. And, that's
and that
a hardship.
justifies it if you make money.
Yes. So, so then I started looking into running a photography business and how to do that. And long story short, I just dove in, head first, let's just do this. And just started slowly marketing and going to photography conferences.
What year was this when you committed?
Gosh, probably, my first official client, the one that I qualify as my first client, she turned 15 in January. So I don't know. I don't math. Sorry.
How old was she when you started?
A newborn.
Okay.
Her newborn
so
pictures. 15
this has been a
years.
business for you for 15 years.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. So before that, it was me learning. And she was my first. And that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a traveling newborn photographer. That sounded amazing. So I had all of these props and all of these things. And I would go into their homes and set everything up in their house. Sounded wonderful until you go to somebody's house and they want you to set up in their basement. And so then you're dragging 4 or 5 loads down the steps and 4 and 5 loads up the steps at the end. So that didn't sound as great after several of those. So then we made a studio in my house.
Okay.
So, and Gabe was already born by then. So he was born in 2007. We probably did the studio maybe 2009.
Okay.
2010, somewhere around there. I don't really know exactly when. And so I had a studio in my house for several years. But that is taxing also because it was upstairs in my house and you have to clean for people to get up to your house. So
we're not even talking COVID deep cleaning. We're just talking about
picking up the toys, making sure, it was just, it was a hassle.
So you no longer have a studio in your house?
I love it. I do not have a studio in my home. I have a studio. I have a retail location.
Oh, you do?
I do. Yeah.
See, shows what close friends we are. I didn't even know that. No, we just met on a Sunday, and but I really wanted to talk about how your focus has grown over time. So you started with newborns, and then you said predominantly you've been doing senior pictures here of late.
Probably for the last solid 10 years.
Oh, okay.
My focus quickly shifted from newborns and kids and families to seniors because seniors want to be there. They smile at the camera. They generally don't leave me with laundry.
Have any of them pooped in their pants?
No.
Okay.
It's been amazing.
That's impressive. No,
so I still do some, I offer children, basically if the subject that I'm photographing can sit up, I will photograph them. Okay. So 6 months-ish. I don't do newborns. I refer all newborns to a wonderful lady out in Corden.
Okay.
But if they can sit up, I will photograph them. But my focus has really been high school seniors for a very long time. Okay. And I love, love, love that group. I'm good at it. I make them comfortable. And they, in turn, they keep me young. It's fun. So, but then about 2 years ago, I had a realtor come in and she just was very self-conscious and just wasn't really sure about getting her pictures taken. And I shoot tethered to my computer so I can see the images when I'm doing headshots. And she caught a glimpse of herself and couldn't believe how beautiful she was. And she actually started crying. And so that was like an aha moment for me because I didn't see any difference between what I was seeing in her and what I was seeing on the computer. That's what that's how she walked in, woman. Right? That is how she walked in. And she, and then she was like, gave me a hug and told me how good I made her feel. And it was like this whole like transformation for me that this is my gift. I've had so many senior parents tell me how much their kids enjoyed their senior sessions and how good I made them feel. But I didn't really understand it until I saw a grown woman crying because she saw that she was beautiful.
She felt seen,
yes,
like as she was. Like you're not doing glamour shots.
No,
right?
this was a corporate headshot. This was not like,
Wow.
like a foofy anything.
You didn't expect to have a moving experience
not
with
at
an
all.
aha moment.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that was 2 years ago, and it's really put me on a path of I want to show women how beautiful they are, and it's more than that too, though. It's like I want to pour into them. I've been on this path, like the self-development path, and I want to really, like, I feel like we lose so much of ourselves when we're just mom and just wife and just worker and just whatever we are. But then where's Rosa in this? Just Rosa, not Rosa mom, not Rosa wife, but Rosa. And so I've been trying to figure out how I can really show women that it's okay to be yourself and to do something for yourself and to feel good about yourself, no matter where you're at. And the project isn't about, oh, I'm going to go to see Jennifer and have a 40 over 40 when I lose 10 pounds or when I do this, or I need to be tan. No. Let me show you how beautiful you are where you're at right now. Because when you see that beauty, then you can actually, it like starts this tumbling stone about just everything, because it boosts your confidence.
And it changes how you see yourself.
Exactly.
It changes your narrative that you're telling yourself.
Absolutely.
When you're like, wait a minute, maybe all this negative self-talk I've been reciting over and over again like a mantra is not all that there is. Maybe it's just not even any of what it is.
and it is. That's all of those lies that we tell ourselves. They are just that. They're stories. They're lies. And it's not like, that's not how our family sees us. Our children think we are amazing and beautiful, and they think we hang the moon and the stars and the sky, and
they're like, be in this picture with me, Mom. And I'm like, I don't have my makeup on.
Exactly. And we don't, I don't want that for my kids. And raise your hands. I'm guilty. I've hid behind my youngest, who is now taller than me. So I no longer have that option.
Oh, no. Your shield.
You can, through the years, family pictures that we've had taken, I hide my body behind my kids. I always have, because I'm a bigger person, and I don't want that, because and my kids, this is sad. My kids were trained to know where they stand. Being a photographer's mother or child, definitely.
You're going to be trained in how to deal with the camera.
But they knew. They go
knew
up
where
front.
their
They
shield
know
positions were in front of you.
How sad is that?
Right.
I hate that's my kid's reality, that I was so insecure with my body that I didn't want anybody to see, parts of it. So that's a struggle for me. That's absolutely a struggle for me, but I'm trying to work on that also. But I don't want that I want new moms to feel, empowered and beautiful and look what your body did.
Right.
Created this life. And I don't, and then moms that just, and it doesn't even have to be a mom.
Right.
Just women everywhere. We are all beautiful, and we all are worthy. But
we're inundated with these pictures with filters making you look
absolutely filters and
unrealistic.
It's just and it is. It's everywhere.
Well, what really, so you mentioned briefly the 40 over 40 project. So this woman inspired you to create kind of a package deal for women with this goal in mind, right? Do you want to describe what that includes? Yes.
So my 40 over 40 project it's a passion project for me. So it's not like any other portrait work that I offer. It's at a much smaller price point, because I really want women to come to me of all walks. I wanted this to be affordable, because I want this for everybody. So I am I'm going to photograph 40 women over 40. And they're going to come to me. The goal is that they'll go have their hair fixed, maybe at a blowout bar or your favorite stylist. And then they're going to come to me, and I'm going to do their makeup, and we're going to sit and chill, drink coffee, talk, get all the jitters out because everybody has jitters when they come get their picture taken. That's just part of the process. And then they bring a black shirt and jeans, and that's for me. That's the pictures for me. And then they bring something that they feel amazing in. And so they can choose. I mean, I've had people show up in their yoga clothes. I've had people show up in like a party dress. Whatever makes them feel amazing. And we have a beautiful session, and we just talk and have fun. And then, so part of with the package, it's $99, and that includes makeup, the session, and 3 digital files. And I think that's it. I think
a great deal.
It is, but again, I just really want,
especially y'all, if you've seen her doing her makeup, because that's one thing that I think I found you on Instagram from your makeup reels of you showing how to apply your makeup with using the contour and using the light, because she will teach people how to use the lighting on your face in a more flattering way, so that you don't even, like, whether or not you're using makeup, the angle and the lighting matters. And so teaching simple things like that is really helpful. And so yeah, just you contributing that to them, I feel like is so valuable and so important, because so many people do their makeup and it's wacky. Or you go to Sephora, which I love Sephora, and I will let them play on my face all day, but I may not want a picture after that because it may be a little bit too wacky. But
yes. And that's like the makeup that I use and that I sell is very natural. And that is part of this process. These are not glamour shots. Right. They're not, it's not like come all made up and, even like when you get your hair fixed, I still want it to look like you.
It's just supposed to look like you care.
Yeah.
You care about yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that was, and so I have really tried to, spearhead my Instagram to empower women and teens. Like, I'm still, high school senior photography is not going anywhere for me. I love them. But
that's your bread and butter, right?
It is. But I want to start offering these higher end women's portrait sessions. And so I'm using my 40 over 40 project to kind of practice and get used to posing women. It's a lot different than posing teenagers.
And, what's the biggest difference, do you feel like?
Well, I have a really strict policy when I'm photographing teenagers not to pose them sexy, for lack of a better word. They're 17 years old, and they're, sassy's fine. A little bit of a model look is fine, but I draw the line.
Sure. You just don't, you don't want anything to be misconstrued.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, and the 40 over 40, it's not so much that it's about posing sexy, but all women have curves, and you want to show curves. You don't want a woman to stand straight. You want them to
look like a box.
Yeah. You want to show them, in their best way, but we are curvy people. And so, you need to bend your knee. You need to, pop a hip. You need to twist a little bit to show some curves in your body. And so it's just a little bit different trying to figure out, and the different
you can use
sizes.
Different words as you're saying your different poses.
Right. So, and it's just, it's just a different size than most seniors. And it's just different. It's just, and I just want to show the best side of them. So, so it's a learning process for sure.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But I love it. Like, it's completely like feeding my soul. Like, every single time I see a new booking, I'm like, I cannot wait. And the women who have booked it have been amazing.
Yeah.
Like, off the charts, have had so much fun meeting all of these different women in my community that I didn't know. And then I've had some friends that I got to catch up with. That's been fun.
And really encourage them, I'm sure.
Yes.
Especially after all of our time in isolation.
Exactly.
Being stuck at home with our mirrors alone.
Yes.
Our mirrors and our Instagram filters.
Yes.
Worst combination ever.
So bad, yeah.
But you're right. It is so nice to see yourself through somebody else's eyes. Because, like you said, our children see us and they think we're beautiful. They look at us and it makes them happy to look at us because they think about how we make them feel. And so I think a lot of times when I've been taking pictures with other people, if I take a picture of someone with my phone, they're going to have a deer in the headlights look 9 times out of 10. You've seen it a million times. But if I turn it to selfie mode and I take a selfie with them and I tell them, don't look at yourself, but look at me, smile at me because I'm in the picture with you. Mm-hmm. And it really softens up their face and they're thinking about someone else, not just how they feel about how they
How
look.
do I look? Am I this way? Am I that way? Are my double chins showing or my whatever?
Right.
Yeah.
And so I can just imagine, just from our working with you on Sunday night, just the focus is on talking to you and getting that positive feedback from you and just feeling seen as a person. And that really does translate onto the pictures.
Absolutely.
Because I've seen it over and over and over again. So I really appreciate what you're doing. It's a lot better than just posing for somebody and like, you know, just click, they're behind a camera and they look really scary like an alien with that big old light.
Yeah, we don't do any of that at Jennifer Dunn Photography. It's just been such a fun project. And it's so funny. I don't even know where my numbers are at. Like, I don't, I know I'm not to 40 yet. But I don't know what'll happen after 40. And when I say 40 over 40, like, I want women 60 in their 60s. My mother was the first one I did.
Oh, good.
She is in her 70s. I want women from all walks of life, all sizes. This is for you. This is for anyone who would like to be empowered or, have that opportunity to let me lift you up.
So I have to wait 7.5 years. Oh,
well.
Hope you're still doing it then, Jennifer.
I will probably do something for the younger, this was just a start. This was something,
it's very catchy. I like it. You have a theme. And you also say on Instagram a lot, like, get mom in the picture.
Yes.
Or, mom, get in the picture.
Exactly.
So I think that's a really good focus of just taking women outside of what they think about themselves into this is you in your best light and this is who you really are.
Yes.
And so I was so inspired by your message of this on Instagram and just how uplifting that is in the community because we need more of that, you guys. So you're using your small business, like this is part of my Shop Small series of podcasts where we talk about businesses that are not food related, but this kind of feeds my soul in a way because it's so uplifting and everybody in the community needs this kind of uplifting thing. So I am all about selling things that help people.
I love that.
Thank you so much for being with me today, Jennifer. And is there anything I didn't ask you about that our listeners need to know about?
My studio is in New Albany.
Okay,
so I do have a studio, and it's in New Albany, Indiana, and
that's right. I didn't know till this conversation.
I know.
Like I thought you were just like
and if you just want
gypsy.
some, a daily dose of some uplifting content, just follow me on Instagram because I'm always trying to.
What's your handle?
It's _ Jennifer Dunn _
Mm-hmm.
Super
and
simple.
Then on Facebook, do you have a page? Or is it just your personal page?
I mean, I have a photography page. It's jenniferdunnphotography.com on Facebook. Okay. So, and I just, it's more like I use it just to post pictures. But I mean, I'll post all the 40 over 40 pictures on there too.
Okay,
so,
great. Yeah. Well, we will definitely be following you on there. And then also check out Lou Food Reviews on Instagram and The Lou Review on Facebook because we are going to be doing a collaboration of pictures around town and a giveaway. So be following that. We're going to win some food and also other sightseeing opportunities and experiences around town. So be listening. All right, we'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye.